3D Gaussian splatting where graphics will never be the same. Okay, you know what? Let's watch this last video for today. Last video, it's a short one. I like sometimes watch videos about like Unity and other game engine, like update video that talks about like the crazy new technology for them. They are pretty interesting. So this is 3D Gaussian splatting where graphics will never be the same by individual cakes. Here we go.
Gaussian splatting.
What's that?
It's a way to render stuff really high fidelity, really fast. It's a big deal because it's totally different from any existing graphics pipeline and is capable of rendering scenes that look like this at 144.
Okay, that's literally... I'm gonna be like the mom saying that, but that looks too real. This has to be a real video, no?
Or FPS. The original research paper is 3D.
Okay, you're fucking with me.
Is capable of rendering scenes that look like this.
Like, I can't tell this apart from reality. This is reality to me.
At 144 FPS. The original research paper is 3D Gaussian splatting for real-time radiance field rendering.
What does that mean?
I'll explain how it
Random
works.
button.
Step 1, take a bunch of pictures of stuff from different angles. Then use an old algorithm called structure from motion to estimate a point cloud from the pictures at different angles. Step 2, take every point in the point cloud and say, you're a Gaussian now.
I'm a what?
A distribution that looks like this, but in 3D, and also can be skewed, which is what I like to call multivariate.
Everyone calls it that.
We also assign a color and an alpha. Now we can put all these Gaussians into one giant matrix with 16 columns and rows, one for every Gaussian. This is all the data we need to represent the scene.
So are we done?
No. Step 3, rasterization, meaning turn all these Gaussians into an image.
How?
The simplified version is, according to your camera perspective, project the Gaussians into 2D, then sort them by depth. Then for every pixel, iterate over every Gaussian, front to back, calculate their contribution to that pixel, then blend them all together. Now we have an image.
So are we done?
No. Part 4, training. These Gaussians don't have the right values, so we need to train them, meaning adjust the values of the Gaussians so that they produce images that look like the original images. This is a lot like training a neural network, but with 0 layers.
So it's replicating an original, like real-life image, okay.
Which is why it's so fast. The training also uses automated densification and
pruning,
meaning when a Gaussian is struggling to fit a detailed part of the scene, it splits into 2 Gaussians, and when a Gaussian's alpha gets too low, it gets removed. Now we have a trained set of millions of Gaussians that can be rasterized from any angle to produce an image. Okay, now what? Well, this is extremely new. It's kind of like when traditional rasterization was first invented, and then Doom came along and added shadows, and everyone was like,
wow, you added shadows.
And then came reflections, normal maps, indirect lighting, graphics
history of the entire world.
It's basically reinventing step 1. Now you may be thinking,
isn't this the same as photogrammetry?
No, because this is a rasterization technique, meaning it converts the underlying data directly into an image without the need for ray tracing, path tracing, or diffusion.
So why didn't it exist till now?
Because even though it's a simple operation, for it to look as good as it does, you need millions of Gaussians, which requires several gigs of VRAM. So is graphics about to totally change forever? Or is this a niche application like photogrammetry? Let me know what you think. And if you want to keep up with this more researchy stuff, follow me on Twitter. Thank you for watching.
I don't think I really understood any of this. I don't know if you guys did. That was maybe a bit beyond my my pay level of graphics understanding. Yeah, like what I understand is that it's really good at replicating a real image, I guess. That's about it. That's about what I got from it. 4D from our perspective, 3D from the code's perspective, make it render real time and highly realistic. Okay, I mean, it looks really good. As you said, though, it takes crazy RAM, so maybe it might take a few years until it's even usable. Every year there's always some game that understandable, have a nice day. There's always some games that like come out and people say, wow, graphics have come such a long way. It's so perfectly real-life realistic. But at the same time, it's never, right? It's like every time there's a new one that seems even better than the previous one. But we're getting there slowly but surely, right? Like recently there's been that game like Scream or whatever and Bodycam. They already have like such because of filters and stuff like that, such a realistic aesthetic. But still, it's limited to static 3D Gaussians for now, meaning animation looks like AI trying to do runs. Oh, okay. So static stuff. So just for like static background and object, but yeah. I mean, again, it's pretty cool. I guess we're probably like in the early stage of this technology 10 months ago, but it's pretty cool already, I guess. Yeah. Like, again, I'm always so fucking excited for like what's gonna come with gaming. Like some people are definitely worried about the use of AI and how things, will blend in between reality and games when they get literally as realistic as reality. But I'm still really excited for it, that's what I can say. Capable of moving 3D in the photo, but it's static and no animation. Okay, well, I guess it's not perfect yet, right? But I mean, you can have that ultra realisticness for like background and static stuff, yeah, but then you can use other technology for the rest. That's what I mean for 4D from a perspective. Yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty crazy. Just again, I'm sure it's like kind of early, but maybe they can make it work with actual animation eventually, or like some other technology that matches it or something. This is pretty crazy, man. The advancement of gaming, like when you think about it, I think about it sometimes. It's like gaming is so kind of new. It's like what 40, a little bit less than 50 years old or something at this point. When was Pong made? I always forget. Pong date 72, yeah. So it's about 50 years old gaming, and 50 years old, is like a middle-aged, well, a bit more than a middle-aged person, right? It's crazy to think how young it is, and yet how far like the evolution has been. Like, it's pretty awesome, and like we're already like, I feel like in the next decade we're gonna have games that are like photorealistic. And at the same time, people have been saying that for a long time, right? Like for me, I remember when I was young, GTA 4 already, like, a lot of people, parents would say like it's photorealistic, POV. Then GTA 5 was that. There was also like Call of Duty games, which were like pretty crazy graphic-wise. Like, I remember my mom saying like it looks too real. How you kill people, how you shoot people, it looks too real. I remember her saying that. And yet, if we look at it now, it's still a good-looking game. But let's say like Call of Duty Black Ops 1, for example. But you wouldn't say like it's realistic now, right? Like now it looks unrealistic compared to a realistic game today, right? It's really something. 4D in VR. P might be interested in this technology. I don't think so. I don't think they have the money to invest in that. Yeah, and again, I know people always say, damn, gamers these days, they care so much about graphics. Who care about graphics? Game is about gameplay, not graphics. Fuck those gamers and all that. But as I always say, I like to look at a lot of like different angles at things. And for me, I like the pixel art game as much as I like the future of like ultra realistic graphics. I'm excited about both. I don't know. I'm definitely excited to, play a GTA game one day where like, it's just undistinguishable from reality. And maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, maybe people will go crazy from doing that, maybe people will lose touch with reality, maybe it will blend in too much, but I'm still excited for it, for better or worse. Sword Art Online took place in 2022, and there's still no full dive VR, yeah. It's looking promising, definitely. Like, if most of us make it to, middle age or something, or maybe a bit more than that, we might be around to see it happen. Recent VR Expo showcased headset the size of sunglass, yeah. Haptic feedback glove that are currently in development. Yeah. It's pretty hype. Like, as far as like VR and all that, it's been less than 10 years, right? I think Oculus Rift was 15, 16 that it started being a thing. So when you think about it again, like we're still in the infancy of it. Like everything is still waiting to happen. Everything is going pretty damn fast. So there's a lot to be hyped about. And I am hyped about it, I'm always very hyped about gaming, I can say. Musk will implant your brain for VR connection. Please do, Mr. Musk. I'll be a test subject if it's free. No, that one is still a bit weird, huh? I ain't gonna lie. That one is a bit scary. Apple Vision Pro is such a letdown, yeah. I've read about it. Crazy price too. No, I think. What is this thing? Like, damn, leave me alone, this is scary. Yeah, so pretty hype about all that. Pretty hype about all that. The advance in technology, it's been pretty insane, and it only is gonna be more insane now. Yeah, definitely. I mean, basically, like, if you want to really achieve games that have, like, the real, like, absolute freedom, like he was talking about in the video, like, she expects she can do something, but she can't. The only way that will be possible would be, like, with, yeah, like, a full dive, as you said, where like you can literally like move yourself with your full body and all that. And then maybe like, yeah, like AI NPCs and AI like generation of like the story and the quest that just react to what you do. Maybe with some guideline pre-programmed, but otherwise, yeah, like, you know, that seems to be like the only way to get to a game where you feel like you have genuine freedom to the max. Even a Baldur's Gate 3 where like they did such an incredible job, and it's probably like the most freedom game I've ever played, outside of, you know, a Minecraft if you will, but yeah, I'm hyped for that, you know. I'm hyped for that.